Good morning, student. Welcome to the second part of today's lecture. Uh, in the last part, we have discussed about the gradient, divergence, and curl of a scalar as well as vector field. In this class, I am going to discuss about the physical significance of a gradient of a scalar quantity. After that, we can discuss the physical significance of divergence and curl of a vector field. Okay. So first, let f x y z is a scalar field. The scalar field can be like temperature field or a mass field. Okay. Suppose if you take a hot object like this, then at each point of the hot object, the temperature will be different. So the collection of all point, we can say it constitute a scalar field. Okay. So if we take the gradient of this scalar field, what we have found? Gradient of fx was del f by del x into I cap plus del f by del y into j cap plus del f by del z into k cap. Okay, it was the definition of the gradient of a scalar field. Okay, now suppose in this field we take a, suppose this is our coordinate system y and this is z. We take any point with a radius vector r. Okay, any point in the radius vector r. Okay, so we can write r vector is equal to x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap. Okay, now if we imagine a small displacement in this direction, say this is a small displacement in the direction of r, and we have denoted it as dr vector, then dr will be how much? Dr will be equal to dx into I cap plus dy into j cap plus dz into k cap. Okay, this is a small displacement in the direction of r. Okay, so far everything is good. Now what we are going to do, we are going to find out what is the difference, what is the df value for this scalar field. Okay, in the last lecture, if you can remember, if f is a function of x, y, and z, then the small change of the field df we can write as del f by del x into dx plus del f by del y into dy plus del f by del z into dz. Okay, we can write it like that. Now I am going to rearrange this term with respect to this field, this quantity and that quantity. Okay, so what we can do, df, what we can write, we can write del f by del x into I cap plus del f by del y into j cap plus del f by del z into k cap. I am going to do dot product with dx into I cap plus dy into j cap plus dz into k. Okay, so what we can find, df, you see, df del f by del x I cap into dx I cap, I dot I will give us 1, I dot j 0, I dot k 0. So we have to consider only these two terms for the first product. So df is equal to what we can find, del f by del x into dx. We get the first term, right? Similarly, if we take this thing with dy, it will give second term, but other two term will be 0 because z dot I and z dot k will be equal to 0. Similarly, if we consider dot product of this term with this term, this will give us this term. Okay, the other two term will be 0. Okay, so therefore we can express df as how can we express gradient of that scalar field dot dr vector. Okay, so from this expression and this expression we have write something like that, df is equal to gradient of the scalar field dot dr vector. Okay, now df divided by dr is equal to gradient of f dot dr vector divided by dr. Here small r, dr is the magnitude of dr vector. So if you remember from your vector analysis class, if a vector u is divided by the magnitude of vector, what we can find? We can find the unit vector along the direction of that vector. Okay, so this is nothing but a unit vector, dr vector divided by dr, along which direction? Along the direction of dr. Okay, so from this definition, from this expression, we can easily now see the physical meaning of the gradient of a scalar field. Okay, so you see, let me write in another page. If suppose P is a vector, this is x direction, this is y direction, and x direction, what is the unit vector? Pi. So if we take the dot product of P vector with I cap, what we will get? Modulus of P vector into modulus of I vector into cos theta. Here theta is this angle. Okay, so small p into cos theta. Okay, so if we multiply any vector along the unit vector, then what we will get? We will get the projection of that vector along the direction of that particular unit vector, or along that direction. Okay, so this quantity, gradient of f dot dr by dr, this is a unit vector, is not it? This is nothing but a unit vector. Okay, so this thing will represent what? This thing will represent the projection of the gradient of the scalar field f along the direction of which direction? Dr direction, because now the unit vector is along the direction of dr. Okay, along the direction of dr. So this quantity is equal to how much? Df divided by dr. Okay, so projection of the gradient of a scalar field along the direction of this dr is equal to rate of change of the scalar field along that direction. Okay, this is the physical meaning of a gradient of a scalar field. Okay, so the projection of the gradient of a scalar field along the direction of dr, it is equal to the rate of change of that scalar field along that direction. Okay, so if we want to find the rate of change of a scalar field at any direction, what we have to do? We have to take the gradient of the field, and we have to take the projection of the gradient along the direction of the rate of change of field. Okay, so this is a very important physical meaning of the gradient of a scalar quantity. Okay, so whenever you see a gradient of a scalar quantity, then immediately you it means that it is representing the projection of that. It is representing the rate of change of field along that direction. Okay, so gradient has a very nice physical meaning. Okay, so I am now going to do one or two example of gradient of a scalar field, and after that we can move towards the divergence and curl of a field. Okay, so let's take the simplest of simple example. Say u is equal to x square. Okay, so what will this is a suppose scalar field. So if somebody asks you what is the gradient of this field, so how much it will be, then gradient of this field u will be equal to I into del by del x plus j into del by del y plus k into del by del z. Okay, into x square. Okay, now you see there is no component of y and z here, so variation of this field along the direction of y and z is equal to 0, so we don't have to consider these two terms. This will give us directly 0. So gradient of u will be equal to how much? I del by del x x square. So this value is equal to twice x into I cap. So gradient of this scalar field u is equal to twice x into I cap. Okay. Okay, let's take another example. Say example number 2, u is equal to r square. Okay, so r vector, as I have already considered, what is the value of r vector? X into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap. Okay, so r square will be equal to just like that. Okay, so r dot r is nothing but r cos theta. Since these are two parallel vector, their angle is 0, so it basically gives us r square. Okay, so this value will be equal to x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap dot x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap. Okay, so you'll get x square plus y square plus z square. Thus x dot y dot z dot z. Okay, so r square is equal to this value. Okay, so gradient of this u field will be equal to now how much it will be? I cap del by del x x square plus y square plus z square plus j cap del by del y into x square plus y square plus z square plus k cap del by del y x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, and if you just do the differentiation, what you will get? Twice x into I cap, I will take 2 common, yz plus z into k cap. Okay, so this value is equal to nothing but r vector. So gradient of delta, gradient of the scalar field here is equal to 2 into r vector. Okay, so this was example number 2. Now let's see another example, and this will be the final example. Then I will give you some homework for the next class. So let's say number 3, u is equal to c dot r vector. Okay, and what is c? C is another vector. Okay, so we have to find out what is the value of the gradient of this field. Okay, so first let find out the value of c dot r vector. Say c1 into I cap plus c2 into j cap plus c3 into k cap dot r say x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap. Okay, so what we will get? C1 into x plus C2 into y plus C3 into z. Okay, this is the value of c dot r. So now what we have to find? We have to find gradient of u. Okay, so that value will be equal to I cap del by del x, the c dot r value, c1 into x plus c2 into y plus c3 into z. Okay, so next plus j cap del by del y, this will be c1 into x plus c2 into y plus c3 into z plus k cap del by del z, this will be c1 into x plus c2 into y plus c3 into z. Okay, so what we will get? These two terms, the differentiation of y and z with respect to x is equal to 0. So these two terms will give us 0. This term 0, this term 0. So this term 0, this term 0. So what I will get? I cap into c1 plus c2 into j cap plus c3 into k cap. Okay, so c1 into I cap plus c2 into j cap plus c3 into k cap. Okay, so this is nothing but the vector c. So this is nothing but the vector c. Okay, so this is a very important result. Gradient of c dot r vector is equal to nothing but the vector itself. I have already given this proof. Okay, so we finish this class here, and in the next class I'm going to explain you the physical meaning of the divergence and curl of a vector field. In this class, I have discussed already the physical meaning of gradient of a scalar field. In the next class, I am going to explain what is the physical meaning of divergence and curl of a